Hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for Murphy Building.
Before I pray, on behalf of Melvin Little and myself in the chaplain service, it's an honor to serve every employee and every member. Melvin and I have lots of conversations, lots of phone calls, and many counseling sessions for myself. And we realize that each and every one of us, we bring our personal lives to work. And it's an exciting time for me to serve alongside you all. I'm certainly not a firefighter. I'm a pastor. But like I say, all these years, I have stress, you have stress. And before I pray, if there's ever a time where Melvin and I could serve you and meet with you, it'll certainly be a confidential matter. I love the words, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another, so one woman sharpens another. So if you're ever in need of the chaplain service, certainly let us know. If you're here tonight with someone who is retiring or someone that's honored, who's going to be honored, and if you want to, put your arm around them, hold their hand, touch them about the shoulder, I'm going to pray and pray for our activities, but it'll also be a prayer blessing for the person that you're with tonight. Would you pray? Lord, thank you for each person standing here tonight. I'm certainly humbled to be here. I'm grateful for their dedication, their commitment to their duty, and certainly to this community. And many of these folks have served a long time and have served faithfully. And each person, Lord, that will be honored tonight is not here alone. Many have family members who've been supportive, who've been encouraging, who've worked behind the scenes. And we're so grateful for each family member that's represented. And Lord, in this new year, I pray that you would protect each and every fire service employee. They love what they do. They're committed to what they do. Would you put a hedge of protection, Lord, on every run that goes out, every time they come back? Would you protect our first responders, Lord? And for 2019, I pray for safety. I pray for wisdom. I pray for your protection. In just a minute, Lord, we're going to enjoy a great meal. Help us to be thankful for the many, many ways you provide. In Christ's name, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Building. You can be seated now. Since taking office in 2011, Mayor Fischer has pursued three top goals: making the city a city of lifelong learning, a much healthier city, and an even more compassionate community. These goals are reflected in the day-to-day work of the Louisville Division of Fire as we consistently learn through training and hands-on experience. We promote health and well-being of the city through emergency response, disaster preparedness, and prevention programs, and we demonstrate courageous compassion to citizens in need every day. Please welcome Louisville Mayor Greg Fischer.
Thank you, Bobby, and good evening, everybody. How we doing? You're looking good. The room looks great, too. I want to thank all the organizers for putting this together tonight, and this is always a wonderful evening for our city to come together and honor folks with our Louisville firefighters and all of our citizens as well. I want to thank Chief Frederick and Chief Hamilton for the good work that you guys do each and every day. And I can tell you, as I'm out and about throughout the community, people tell me how proud they are of Louisville firefighters because they get to see you all in action. It seems like we've had quite a few high-profile incidents to attend to recently. I mean, Whiskey Row was several years ago, but then we had the Kentucky Center not too long ago. And I think it's, you know, I don't like that these kind of tragedies happen, but I like when there's media there that gets to really see you all in action, because one of the things we're really trying to emphasize right now is how important public safety is and how important emergency response is to the citizens of our community. So when they're reminded about it and they see you either in a high-profile incident like that or swift water rescue with what it seems like is more flood conditions going on these days, or a hazmat event or whatever it might be, I just want folks to know, do not take this for granted. This is real-time resources that we need and that we invest in with the taxes of our city, and you never know when you're going to need them. But boy, you want them there when you need them, and you guys do that day in and day out, and I really, really appreciate you all. I can say it's been a real honor to serve alongside of you guys and gals for quite some time now, 8 years, going on 9. And that includes a couple retirees we got here, some of our old timers that still got a few good years in front of them, but we got 27 accomplished public servants who are retiring, like Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Botner, who served since 1985, and Captain Salvador Melendez, who served for years as a public information officer and was just a tremendous, brave and courageous and compassionate face of the city. And Sal, I wanted to say it was just a real pleasure to work with you over the years, and good luck in your next career, to you and your entire family. You guys have a real multiplier effect. And by that, what I mean is that when you think about the lives that you save, whether it be a mom or a grandfather or a little girl, the lives that those people go on and live after they've had some kind of interaction with Louisville Fire and all the multiple generations that follow after that, it really shows you the power of your positions. And I know a lot of you all, and I know you're drawn to this work for a lot of different reasons, but I've never met a firefighter that didn't care. Didn't care about her colleagues, didn't care about our citizens. And I hope that no matter how many years you got with Louisville Fire, that kind of warmth in your heart is always there with you. And nights like tonight obviously bring that back. And it could be saving folks in fire, it could be through fire education as well. It could be out at Engine 1 that has a CPR class every Friday and teaching people how to treat people that need help and saving lives that way. The bottom line is that Louisville Fire leaves a real legacy, not just for our city, but today, but for generations to come. So we're going to give out some well-deserved awards tonight to firefighters, but to citizens also who have saved lives and with incredible displays of courage. I know I can say for our citizens, firefighters have really high standards. So for the citizens that are getting awards tonight, if you're getting an award from a firefighter, that means you did something quite extraordinary. And we're going to hear those stories tonight. And we're going to hear some stories from some other firefighters. They're not retiring yet, but they're celebrating 25 years of service given to our citizens. Captain James Lee, Sergeant Dwayne Martin, and Sergeant Sean Brown are amongst those folks. And when you think about the 25 years that they've been on the service, Louisville Fire has done some amazing things. All of that while volume has increased by 300%, doing more with less. And the department has shrunk by about 90 positions on the street. Again, doing more over less. And we see that all over Metro. Now, that's incredible service delivery. But in that time as well, as most of you all know, Louisville Fire has earned and maintained international accreditation. That's not easy to do. And only the best departments step up to go for that and then maintain that. So the bottom line is that Louisville Fire, in my view, is a smart, well-run operation. I believe just like the entire city of Louisville. And that's something we should all be proud of. And sometimes then we got to fight for it. And we're in a situation right now where I just want to transition to something a little more serious. Firefighters are in the reality business. If you're in the mayor's office, council, President James, Councilwoman George are here with us tonight, we're in the reality business. And if you got a problem, or if you got a fire, you can't just sit back and think about it and ponder on it. You got to have a plan, and then you got to attack, and then you got to take care of the problem. Well, we got a problem right now. But we have, through no fault of our own, received a bill from the Kentucky retirement system. It's part of this whole pension crisis that you've heard about in our state. Your metro government, through no fault of our own, as I said, as a bill for $50 million over a 4-year period, and then it will keep going every year after that $50 million. So it's like you're running your own operation, everything's going well, you got your revenue and your expenses, and then you get a bill, boom, $50 million that you have to pay by law. So we're facing a real serious issue right now in that we either have to meet this bill through some what I think are devastating budget cuts or by raising some revenue. So we're going to have a debate in the community leading up to March 21st to see which direction our city wants to go. I really want people to see names and faces behind these potential cuts and services as well. When you have to cut out $65 million from a budget our size, it's real pain. It is cutting into the muscle. We're talking about reducing our police force by 250 police officers, taking 4 ambulances off the street, closing 4 fire stations. This morning I was at Engine 1 on Grade Lane. That would be potentially one of the fire stations there. And then, of course, we run hazmat out of there. Losing 60 Louisville Fire Department positions. All these things, in my view, are unacceptable. And on top of these, you would be talking about things about zeroing out community ministries, no fund for the arts. It goes on and on, closing 4 neighborhood places, closing 5 libraries. The question, folks, to me is, what kind of city do we want to be? We've got a city with great momentum right now and wonderful professionals with our fire department as a leading example. In my view, we shouldn't be a city that's just kind of, barely getting by with services. We've got to have great services, what we have right now, but we've got to have the soul of our city, too. And you see the soul through our arts, through our sports, through our libraries, where any city that's on the move like we are has these type of services. But we got to invest. We got to keep investing to do those. And I think we also have to explain, because I'm recruiting you all, if I can, please, to send the message to our Metro Council, because that's where the vote will take place. If these cuts take place, they come with a cost. This is not some kind of clinical spreadsheet exercise here. If you take 4 ambulances off of the street, it's going to take a little more for that ambulance to get to you. And hopefully, you got a couple extra minutes to wait. If we have to close 2 to 4 fire stations, and the fire doubles in intensity, I think it is every minute or so, those extra minutes could mean the difference between saving a structure or not, or saving lives or not. So it's not just, okay, we'll save 10 million here, we'll save 50 million here. We got to put names and faces behind each and every one of these. So the alternative, to the cuts is to have a reasonable and phased-in increase to our city's insurance premium taxes. What that is, it's a tax on home insurance, life insurance, marine insurance, and miscellaneous insurance lines like malpractice, title insurance, umbrella coverage, those type of things. Not automobile insurance, so car insurance is out. So for the average family's home insurance rate would increase by $12 to $13 a month, about 40 cents a day. So I kind of have to ask, are these services worth 40 cents a day? Then when you have a fire, you know LFD is going to show up, or an ambulance is going to show up, or your library is going to be open, or your kids have sports programs and arts programs to go to. That's what we're talking about. So I wish it wasn't necessary, but as I said, it's the reality. So our city has got great momentum. I think it would be really foolish for us to shoot ourselves in the foot right now. And I can tell you one thing, closing firehouses is not a sign of a city on the rise, and we are a city on the rise. So I want to ask our Louisville firefighter community here to help give our firefighters the support and resources they need. I am preaching to the choir in here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't support our firefighters. But our firefighters, as we know, don't hesitate to run into fire. When reality calls, they go. The least we can do in our city is say we support you. We're willing to invest a little bit more of our money to not only respect you, but also keep the level of services that we've got to go in our city. So the call to action, help me send that message to Metro Council. So we've got to get a minimum of 14 votes on Metro Council on March 21st. Please call your council person, give them your opinion on whether or not we should have these drastic cuts or whether or not we should raise revenue, and then pin them down. Where are you going to be on this bill? Could you potentially be a sponsor of the bill, like Council President James over here and 4 other folks? That's how we know they're really committed, when they'll say there'll be a sponsor. And if not, why not? And if not, where do they think we should cut in our city services? Because this is an issue where you either raise revenue or you're going to cut. So we got to get real specific on this. So I'm not trying to put a damper on tonight's program that's full of honoring people, but what I am trying to do is trying to fire you up so that you say, this is something we got to do. And I can tell you by doing that, there'd be no stronger message to send of appreciation and thank you for the great Louisville Fire Department that we have. So God bless you all. Thank everybody for their great service if you're retiring tonight, and many others for their acts of bravery and longevity with Louisville Fire. Let's keep this great thing going that we've got going on here in our city. God bless you all.
Event together. Those people include Lieutenant Colonel Randall Croney, Lieutenant Colonel Brian Muir, Lieutenant Colonel Bruce Himes, Major Jonathan Jones, Major David Ballard, Major Joe Williams, Miss Donna Ash, Miss Jennifer Smith, Miss Susan Kilholes, Miss Katie Tyrell, and video specialist RJ Ryan Gerald. Thank you all for all your hard work. We would also like to take a moment to thank our sponsors and those who've contributed to make this evening the success that it is. Those include members of the Louisville Division of Fire who through payroll deductions made contributions. Also Louisville Professional Firefighters Local 345, Fire Service Managers Associations, Mr. Greg Deering and Mr. Robert Bailey, President and Vice President with the Louisville Federation of Retired Firefighters, Justin Graphics for providing the banners you see, and Mr. Jason Malone and Award Center for the creating the plaques and awards that will be presented this evening. Furthermore, generous donations this year from Royal Consumer Products, and a very, very special thank you to our co-presenting sponsors Nationwide and Paul Davis Restoration. So thank you all very much. Again, without the hard work of the committee and our contributing sponsors and the support that they give, this event would not be possible. So a big thank you to them. Our mission at the Louisville Division of Fire is to provide quality fire prevention, environmental protection, and emergency services to the citizens of Louisville. We, the Louisville Division of Fire, are the second oldest professional fire department in the nation, serving this great city with professionalism and honoring tradition since 1858. Courage, honor, duty, and dedication are values we embrace and principles we uphold in our day-to-day work. We are a diverse group of men and women who serve Louisville with loyalty and a commitment to accountability and fairness. The oath we took early in our careers is on display every day as we work for the common good of citizens by providing highly competent care. We are a well-prepared and thoroughly trained department to deliver all hazard emergency response in a timely manner. We utilize modern tactical procedures and effective incident management with life safety as our primary goals. Beyond emergency incident operations, we investigate, assess, and mitigate fire and safety risk to proactively protect life and property. We keep Louisville safe through public education programs and proven fire prevention and public safety initiatives. Through our work, we have created a safer environment for all Louisvillians and our citizens, and our visitors. In 2018, you responded to over 42,000 runs and emergencies with compassion and courage to those whose lives were impacted by crisis situations. You endured necessary hardships, and you adapted and overcame unimaginable challenges to mitigate and minimize the consequences of tragic events on the lives of complete strangers. You have clearly put the interest and the well-being of the public you serve over your own. And so tonight we celebrate you, your service, and your extraordinary contributions that make Louisville the special place it is. Finally, we would like to recognize and celebrate the significance of a tremendously devoted community of family and friends who are joining us here tonight. Your support and sacrifice for the men and women of the Louisville Division of Fire is critical, and so we thank you. Chief Frederick became the division's 20th fire chief on July 14, 1999. Since then, he has guided the department to meet the demands of the 21st century. Chief Frederick looks forward to this evening to recognize and celebrate the members of the department and members of the community who give of themselves and serve others. Please welcome the Chief of the Louisville Division of Fire, Chief Gregory W. Frederick.
Thank you, Major Cooper. Mayor Fischer had to depart us, as well as Council President James. They had other events they had to attend. So for no further ado, I'd like to welcome you tonight, Chief Hamilton and distinguished guests, division members, family, and friends. Welcome to the Louisville Division of Fire Awards Dinner. Tonight we have the privilege to honor the members of the department that have retired in 2018. We have the honor to recognize acts of courage in the line of duty and acts of service and bravery to this community by some of our citizens. I'm going to keep my remarks brief, as I believe our retirees and award recipients deserve our utmost attention for their commitment and actions that speak louder than any words. I'd like to first take a moment to thank the awards committee. They work hard all year long to compile the nominations, to select the venue, and ensure that everything goes smoothly for the recognitions and this event overall. I'd also like to thank our sponsors and the members of the department that contribute to the awards banquet fund that helps make this possible. To the retirees that are with us tonight and those that could not be here with us, I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And I'd like to say thank you on behalf of a grateful department and a grateful city for your service. You will be missed, and we are proud to say that we have served with you. We also recognize members that have reached their milestones in their careers, some of 25, 30, and 35 years. We commend you for your service to the LFD and the citizens of Louisville. There are a number of impressive awards being presented this evening, and they speak volumes for the people receiving them, both citizens and firefighters. Please accept my congratulations for a job well done. In keeping my remarks brief, I do have another obligation, and that is to recognize and thank all of the members of the Louisville Fire Department for their continued hard work and their commitment. They keep driving us forward and keeping our city safe. No matter what position you hold, it takes all of us to be successful and support our mission. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge our union leadership, Louisville Professional Firefighters Local 345, President Brian O'Neill, and Vice President Jeff Taylor, and Secretary Treasurer Dave Fair couldn't be with us tonight. Lastly, I'd like to thank my staff for their hard work and their dedication over the past year, and especially these last few months. Your leadership has been remarkable, and I thank you. At this time, I'd like to thank you for indulging me as we now move on to the business at hand. At this time, please turn your attention to the table on the stage to my right. There's no one seated at the table as a member of the Honor Guard stands watch. We honor those Louisville firefighters who have died in the line of duty. The table is round to show our everlasting concern for our lost firefighters. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to duty. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each lost firefighter and the loved ones left behind. There's a pinch of salt on the plate that symbolizes the tears endured by the families and the friends. There's a Bible on the table that represents the strength gained through faith needed to deal with the loss of a loved one. And the glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share in this evening's toast. To my right, at the foot of the stage, you will also notice a fire alarm box, one that stood on a street corner and once alerted Louisville's bravest to fires before the advent of the telephone. The significance of this alarm box is that it has a special number, number 48. Number 48 stood at the corner of 6th and Main Streets. And since fires at 6th and Main caused the most firefighter and civilian deaths in our city's history, it was dubbed Fatal 48, and we still call it that today. So when the handle is pulled, the box will ring 4 times, then 8 times, and it does this for 3 cycles, just as it did for over 100 years. So at this time, we're recognizing a group that is with us tonight in spirit only. In their honor, I would like to make our traditional toast to those fallen firefighters, members of Louisville's bravest, and they're part of our rich history in the Division of Fire. So if you'll please raise a glass. To the dedication and courage of the Louisville Fire Department members who died bravely in the line of duty, giving their lives while helping others and making the ultimate sacrifice. Hear, hear.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we will thank and recognize citizens and division members who performed outstanding acts of service, courage, and bravery to the community in 2018. We will also recognize those who have reached time and service milestones and retired as well from active service. In your printed programs, there are descriptions of the events and accomplishments explaining why the following citizens and fire personnel are being recognized. The first group we would like to recognize tonight are the citizens who performed some amazing acts. Tonight we will recognize and share the stories of 3 exceptional incidents in which extraordinary citizens performed some life-saving operations. The Outstanding Citizen Award, the Louisville Division of Fire bestows to members of the community whom through their actions displayed selflessness, compassion, service, and courage when called upon to help their fellow citizens. The first incident occurred on September 6, 2018. Fire companies were dispatched on the report of a residential structure fire with rescue and multiple burn victims. Prior to fire department arrival, neighbors Greg Corbett and Scott Payne heard calls for help and looked to see flames coming from a house with 2 victims badly burned. Mr. Corbett responded without hesitation, using a fire extinguisher to confine the fire and prevent flames from spreading further into the dwelling. Meanwhile, Mr. Payne rushed to assist a child who had retreated to a bedroom inside the home. The quick response and courageous actions of Mr. Corbett and Mr. Payne prevented an even more tragic outcome to an incident and likely saved the life of a child. Mr. Corbett and Mr. Payne risked their life to help others. For their selfless and brave actions during a potentially catastrophic fire, the Louisville Division of Fire proudly presents Mr. Greg Corbett and Mr. Scott Payne with the Outstanding Citizens Award. Our second incident occurred on the evening of March 12, 2018. Louisville Fire Department fire companies were dispatched on a motor vehicle accident at I-264 East and Southern Parkway. Companies arrived on scene to find one of the vehicles fully engulfed in flames. According to bystanders and dispatch notes, the driver of that vehicle was extricated by citizens Stephen and Elena Hennon and their son Frank Hennon. The victim had significant trauma to his lower extremities, rendering self-rescue impossible. The Hennons' heroic efforts and quick response to remove the trapped victim helped prevent tragedy and save the life of Mr. Greg Gardner, who is joining us here tonight with his fiancée, Nalia Walker. For their selfless and brave actions during a highly stressful and potentially catastrophic MVA with a trapped victim in the vehicle while on fire, the Louisville Division of Fire proudly presents Stephen, Elena, and Frank Hennon with the Outstanding Citizens Award. Our third and final Citizen Award of the night occurred on June 3rd, 2018. Bridget Johnson, Stephanie Koenig, and Amy Calvert were attending a child's birthday party when a 5-year-old child was observed floating in a family pool. Upon discovering the child, Amy Calvert quickly entered the pool to retrieve the child, who was unconscious and unresponsive and not breathing. Stephanie Koenig pulled the child onto the pool deck, where Bridget Johnson took the child and began performing CPR on the child, utilizing her medical background as a nurse. Following chest compressions and rescue breaths, the child regained consciousness and began to expel water from her lungs. Mrs. Johnson and Mrs. Koenig continued to care for the child and monitor the child's condition until the arrival of fire and EMS. Upon the arrival of the Louisville Fire Department, the child was found conscious, breathing, and speaking to family members. This was Mrs. Johnson's first time giving CPR to an individual, and it is with certainty that the quick actions and training of Bridget Johnson, Amy Calvert, and Stephanie Koenig saved the life of 5-year-old Audrey Pendleton, who survived the incident and has fully recovered to join us here tonight with her parents. For their compassion, go ahead. For their compassion, bravery, and composure during a crisis situation, the Louisville Division of Fire proudly presents Ms. Johnson, Ms. Calvert, and Ms. Koenig with the Outstanding Citizens Award. Our next award is the Lifesaver Award. The Lifesaver Award is presented to a unit or bureau who, while acting within the division's rules, regulations, and standard operating procedures, performs in an outstanding manner to advance the division's mission of life safety during emergency or non-emergency medical incidents. Last year, the division responded to a total of 42,807 calls, with over 50% of them being medical emergencies during a drug overdose, traumatic injuries, wellness checks, or even cardiac arrests. On April 29, 2018, Engine 5 responded to Waterfront Park for a report of an unconscious and unresponsive man down at the Derby Festival chow wagon. Upon arrival, Engine 5 found Red Cross first aid personnel performing CPR on an elderly male in cardiac arrest. Red Cross personnel trained in CPR had already administered one shock with their AED before Engine 5 arrived on scene. Engine 5 personnel took a report from the scene who provided CPR while performing a rapid patient assessment and assuming patient care. Engine 5 personnel continued to perform CPR on the victim. The patient was transported to a local hospital. Additional AED shocks were administered to the patient in the ambulance. The patient eventually returned to spontaneous respirations and a heartbeat, and hospital staff received the patient breathing on his own with a pulse. Engine 5 is consistently the busiest company, making approximately 4,000 runs per year. In a difficult environment surrounded by a crowd of people, personnel involved in this incident acted with a sense of duty and dedication as they utilized their quality training and vast experience to save a life. For this, the division recognizes Engine 5 members Captain Jeremy Bass, Kenneth Hayes, Christopher Smith, Sergeant James Lucas with the CPR Lifesaver Award. Congratulations. Our next award is the Donald M. Doc Thomas MD Award to Dr. Glenn Franklin with the University of Louisville Hospital Burn Center. The Doc Thomas Award is presented annually to an individual outside the Louisville Division of Fire who makes significant contributions to division's personnel, health, safety, and medical education. This year, Doc Thomas's award is presented to Dr. Glenn Franklin, a trauma surgeon and professor in the surgery department at the University of Louisville School of Medicine. Dr. Franklin's dedication and perseverance was essential in establishing the improved and expanded burn center at the University of Louisville Hospital. The 16-bed burn center has already treated firefighters from the Louisville Fire Department and other regional departments that have suffered burns during firefighter operations. The newly renovated state-of-the-art unit will not only continue to provide treatment for firefighters, but also help to provide better service to the citizens of the local community and state. For his commitment and dedication to this project, which directly impacts the well-being of division firefighters, the Louisville Division of Fire proudly presents Dr. Glenn Franklin with the Doc Thomas Award. Congratulations, Doctor. Our next award is the Medal of Commendable Merit to Ryan Gerald, also known as RJ. The Medal of Commendable Merit may be awarded to a member who distinguishes himself by the performance of an extraordinary act or acts or progress with a character or conduct deserving reward or esteem. The act or acts must have been of superior quality that contributed significantly to the benefit of the Louisville Division of Fire or the community or to the progressive advancement of the fire service in general. The division proudly presents RJ with the Commendable Medal of Merit. As the division's video specialist, RJ has played a crucial role in the coordination and production of the LFD's annual awards and retirement banquet for several years now. He consistently produces quality audio and video programs to ensure that the banquet is a memorable one. The dedication and professionalism with which RJ approaches his tasks is truly commendable. RJ's work and finished product reflect the professionalism, sacrifice, and dedication of the Louisville Division of Fire personnel. And for this, we proudly recognize RJ Ryan Jarrell with the Commendable Medal of Merit. Congratulations, RJ. Congratulations, RJ. Our next awards are the Medal of Valor. The Medal of Valor is the third highest form of recognition awarded to a member of the Louisville Division of Fire. The Medal of Valor may be awarded to a member of the division who distinguishes himself or herself by the performance of an act or acts of bravery while acting within the department's rules and regulations. The recipient's actions must have substantially contributed to the saving of a human life. Our first Medal of Valor goes to the division proudly recognizes Captain Michael Shelton, Sergeant Adam Pierre, and Sergeant Michael Wren, and awards them with the Medal of Valor for their response to a structure fire with a rescue at 524 North 26th Street on February 24, 2018. The quick response and decisive actions of Captain Shelton, Sergeant Wren, and Sergeant Pierre in the midst of unfavorable smoke and heat conditions directly contributed to the rescue and removal of 2 victims. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, and dedication to duty, which are reflected of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, Captain Michael Shelton, Sergeant Adam Pierre, and Sergeant Michael Wren are presented with the Medal of Valor. Congratulations. The division proudly recognizes Captain David Krisman, Captain William Smith, Firefighter Donnie Glasscock, Firefighter Vincent Eisner, and Firefighter Daniel Hogue, and awards them with the Medal of Valor for their response to a structure fire with a rescue at 934 Marshall Street on April 18, 2018. Through teamwork and skilled support under heavy fire and smoke conditions, Captain Krisman, Captain Smith, Firefighter Glasscock, Firefighter Eisner, and Firefighter Hogue rescued and removed the occupant from the burning building. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, and dedication to duty, which are reflective of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, Captain Krisman, Captain Smith, Firefighter Glasscock, Firefighter Eisner, and Firefighter Hogue are presented with the Medal of Valor. Congratulations. Congratulations. The division proudly recognizes Captain Darrell Davis and firefighter Wesley Williams and awards them with the Medal of Valor for their response to a structure fire with rescue at 4526 Janice Way on August 6, 2018. Captain Davis and firefighter Williams located and removed one unconscious and unresponsive victim from the burning structure. The victim was revived en route to the hospital. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, and dedication to duty, which are reflective of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, Captain Davis and firefighter Williams are presented with the Medal of Valor. Congratulations. The division proudly recognizes Sergeant Cody Jones and firefighter Cody Etheridge and awards them with the Medal of Valor for their heroic response to a person trapped in a vehicle during flash flooding in Laurinburg, North Carolina on September 17, 2018. In September 2018, the Louisville Division of Fire deployed 12 swift water technicians to North Carolina to assist in rescue operations following Hurricane Florence. On this particular incident, Sergeant Jones and firefighter Etheridge displayed exceptional initiative and heroism to rescue and remove a victim from rising waters. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, and dedication to duty, which are reflective of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, Sergeant Cody Jones and firefighter Cody Etheridge are presented with the Medal of Valor. Congratulations. The division proudly recognizes Captain Chris Wall and firefighter Brent Weedman and awards them with the Medal of Valor for their outstanding response to a structure fire with rescue at 2222 West Madison Street on November 20th, 2018. Advancing through heavy smoke and heat conditions, Captain Wall and firefighter Weedman found two unconscious and unresponsive victims. They each removed a victim from the burning structure before returning to their hand line to extinguish the fire. Their efficient and aggressive actions directly contributed to the rescue and survival of both victims. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, and dedication to duty, which are reflective of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, Captain Wall and firefighter Weedman are presented with the Medal of Valor. Congratulations. It was a busy year and we did a lot of good work. The final award is a unit citation along with the Medal of Valor. The unit citation is a form of recognition awarded to a unit or bureau of the Louisville Division of Fire. The unit citation award may be awarded to a unit or bureau of the division that has contributed significantly to the benefit of the Louisville Division of Fire or the community or the progressive advancement of the fire service in general. The unit or bureau members' acts must have displayed such superior or outstanding teamwork and cooperation that the entire company or bureau is deserving of an award. On February 24th, 2018, Rescue 2, Rescue 3, Rescue 7, Engine 20, Quint 10, and Battalion 4 responded on a report of a swift water rescue at Park Boundary Road and Seneca Park Road. Upon arrival, crews quickly conducted a scene size-up and determined that one victim was in immediate danger and in need of rescue. Flash flooding had swept the victim's vehicle into Beargrass Creek. The vehicle was completely submerged. The single occupant of the vehicle had already climbed onto the roof of the vehicle and fallen once. The victim was clinging to a tree in fast-moving water and that was quickly rising. Sergeant Joshua Lee, firefighter Corey Trentholm, and Sergeant Sam Pierce made several attempts to reach the victim, but the rising water and strong currents hampered their efforts. The decision was made to extend Quint 10's aerial ladder above the water to reach and retrieve the victim. With the support of crews from Rescue 2, Rescue 3, Rescue 7, Engine 20, Quint 10, and Battalion 4, Sergeant Joshua Lee performed a rescue operation off the end of the aerial ladder and was able to place a harness around the victim, while firefighter Trentholm secured the victim from being swept into the current. The victim was hoisted out of danger and retrieved by Sergeant Sam Pierce, who had positioned on the outer edge of the current. The quick response and decisive actions of everyone on scene that evening directly contributed to the rescue and survival of a victim trapped in rising waters. For their professionalism, initiative, courage, dedication to duty, which were reflective of the most honorable traditions and highest values of the Louisville Division of Fire, the personnel assigned to Rescue 2, Rescue 3, Rescue 7, Engine 20, Quint 10, and Battalion 4 that evening are all receiving unit citations. The division is also proudly recognizing the extraordinary actions of Sergeant Joshua Lee, firefighter Corey Trentholm, and Sergeant Sam Pierce that evening and present them with the Medal of Valor. Great work, man. As I said, we were very busy this year and crews did amazing work. Before we recognize our 2018 retirees for their service, I'd like to invite Brian O'Neill, Louisville Professional Firefighters Local 345 President, to please come forward and address our guests.
Good evening. I'd like to also extend a special welcome, of course, to Chief Frederick and his staff. Thank you so much. It's always a great pleasure working with you. To Chief Hamilton, I know the mayor had to leave early, but Chief Hamilton is here with us. Metro President David James has said he had something else that he had to attend to, but for those of you that don't know, he is a retired police officer and a former president of the FOP and always a friend of ours on the Metro Council. Metro Councilwoman Nicole George is also here with us tonight. She's joined at the table over there with our president from the Retirees Federation, Greg Deering. Don't shake his hand too hard, you might break him. So, really appreciate everybody coming here tonight. What we're here to recognize is not only all of our members and the amazing things that they've done, but to our retirees, the people who have given a life of dedication to this career, to this service, and to this community. And that's a special thing. And I also really want to take a moment to recognize all the families that are here. You know, we as firefighters, we spend 1/3 of our lives away from you. That's why they call it a firehouse, because we live there. We live there with our second family, with our brothers and sisters in the fire service. And that leaves all of our loved ones at home to handle everything else and to take care of the family while we're gone. So a round of applause to the families, please. They mentioned the Citizenship Award that went out for just amazing things. So I spoke to the mayor before he left. We got on the phone with HR, and to Mr. Corbett, Mr. Payne, the Heenan family, and Mrs. Johnson, Koenig, and Calvert, we've actually arranged, we've got some applications filled out already for you with your names on it. If you want to go ahead and get those, we'd love to offer you a job. That's amazing stuff that you guys have done. And in all seriousness, you look at what the firefighters do. This is our job. This is our career. But you folks stepped up and did something above and beyond, and I really appreciate that and like to recognize you again. So what is our position as we work together? Labor and management, two sides of the same coin, working together for the betterment of this department and for this community. To paraphrase the Declaration of Independence, governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. You see, that is a contract that's understood to exist between leaders and those who put them in that position. And it's really no different when you look at our labor management relations, whether it's with the chief staff or whether it's with the city. See, we understand that they have that position. We understand that they are there to lead. And it's our position to try to help. We want them to succeed. There might be some people out here that are thinking of an elected leader that you might not necessarily agree with, but we still want them to succeed because it's better for all of us. It's better for us as a community when our leaders succeed. And that's our job, is to help them. So our job as labor, our job as the workforce, is to work with our leaders, to give them sometimes a different point of view, to give them a different angle and make sure that our voices are heard, because we're all out here for the same mission. We all want to help. We want a better department. We want better skills, better tools, better efficiency, and we want to provide the best possible service to the community. That's what we're here for. That's what we sacrifice for. I've often said, you probably heard me say it here before, if you find yourself in a position where you are surrounded by people that think just like you do and believe the same things that you do, you're in a cult and you need to get out. We need different opinions. We need different ideas. And that's how labor and management work together. We bring different ideas and different points of view to each other. And when you are able to change your mind in the face of new information, that is not weakness. Changing your mind is not weakness. That is intelligence. That is taking new information and saying, you know what, I didn't think of it that way. And you're right. Let's reevaluate. Let's do something a little bit different. And we do that for each other. There might be something that the chief staff is doing. There might be something that the mayor's office is doing that we don't quite understand. But we have that relationship where we can sit down and talk and we say, oh, well, that makes sense to me now. Let me get that message back to the people. So we continue to serve together. We continue to work together. And I want to talk a little bit just about what the IFF continues to do. That's our job, is to try to continue to fight, whether it's on the fronts of cancer. We know what a plague that is to the fire service, and the IFF is on the front line of trying to work towards that and give us the tools we need for prevention, for education. A big tool that we're now understanding that's been there all along, but maybe we're just now admitting it and we're trying to get it out of the shadows: post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, and the co-occurring addictions that come with that. We're working on that constantly and fighting on behalf of firefighters everywhere for these things. These are our chosen career paths, and that career path needs to take a little bit of ownership for what it puts the members through, and that's what we're going to continue to fight for. Obviously, like the mayor mentioned earlier, safe staffing. Safe numbers, not only on the fire apparatus, but the firehouses themselves. When we're understaffed, it's like driving without a seatbelt. You might get away with it for a little while until you don't. Pensions and a dignified retirement, and that's the big piece right now that I want to talk for all of you that are retiring, that gave this life, gave this career. We will continue to fight so that you can have a dignified retirement. And you have my word. We talk sometimes around the firehouse, we joke, and it's become a punchline, the thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, because we understand, look, it's a job that we chose to do. Don't thank me for my service. I chose to be here. I got this calling. But I'm going to say it to each and every one of you. Thank you for everything that you have given to this local, to this department, and to this community. I thank you for that. And I give you my word and my commitment that this IAFF, your IAFF, on the local level, the state level, and the international level, will continue to fight for you. And don't think that just because you've retired, that relationship ends. We will continue to be here for you. Don't be a stranger. Call on us when you need us, because we're always going to be here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain O'Neill. We will now recognize members who have retired. As we call your name, please come forward and receive your retirement gift, our plaque. The first is Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Botner. Lieutenant Colonel Botner entered the department on February 11th, 1985. He retired from Car 5 after 33 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Colonel Botner for his dedicated service. Congratulations, sir. The division recognizes Major Aaron Jarrell. Major Jarrell entered the department on April 7th, 1997. He retired from Battalion 2 after 21 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Major Jarrell for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Major Ed Dunnigan. Major Dunnigan entered the department on March 19th, 1990. He retired from Battalion 2 after 28 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Major Dunnigan for his dedication and service. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain Salvador Melendez. Captain Melendez entered the department on April 7th, 1997. He retired from Car 1W, the Public Information Officer, after 21 years of service. The division would like to thank and recognize Captain Melendez for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain Bivin Cundiff. Captain Cundiff, go ahead. Captain Cundiff entered the department on April 7th, 1997. He retired from Engine 11 after 21 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Captain Cundiff for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain John Simpson. Captain Simpson entered the department on March 3rd, 2001. He retired from Engine 1 after 17 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Captain Simpson for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain Brian Cox. Captain Cox entered the department on April 7th, 1997. He retired from Engine 10 after 21 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Captain Cox for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain Richard Roberts. Captain Roberts entered the department on March 23rd, 1998. He retired from Engine 5 after 20 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Captain Roberts for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Captain Carl Thompson. Captain Thompson entered the department on April 1st, 1991. He retired from the Fire Training Academy after 27 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Captain Thompson for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. The division would like to recognize Sergeant Paul Knopp. Sergeant Knopp entered the department on July 1st, 1959. He retired from the Fire Prevention Bureau. After 59 and a half years of service, the division would like to thank and congratulate Sergeant Knopp for his dedication and service. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. Finally, the division would like to recognize Tony Cameron. Tony Cameron entered the department on April 13th, 1992. He retired from the automotive service facility after 26 years of service. The division would like to thank and congratulate Tony Cameron for his dedication and service. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Before I introduce the video presentation, please join me in saying thank you and congratulations to all the retirees. Great work.
I don't know. The fire department, ma'am. Fire department, what's on fire? Ma'am, I don't know. I just took my garbage out. My whole house is on fire. Okay, you can't safely evacuate. We're going to get help started that way.
What's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger?
Score 17's on the scene, 2222 West Madison. We have a one-story brick.
I ain't gonna tell no lies. I ain't gonna apologize.
We got a working car on the number 2 side.
To see just where I stand, you know exactly who I am.
We do have any soldiers on problem on the number 2 side. We're laying line right now.
Don't believe me, then just watch.
Please remove one victim from the structure. Number 1 side.
Moving like I own this time. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do.
7. This has now been changed to a rescue with a structure fire.
Ain't afraid to bare my soul. Ain't afraid to walk on coals.
Side 2's on the scene, 140.
Feel the thunder when I step. You know where to place your bet.
Side 2, truck 205 with Dulo. Report of a rescue.
House on fire, cutting like a razor wire. I ain't gonna tell no lies. I ain't gonna apologize. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Not trying to be your hero. It's the only way that I know. This battle is never through. Every risk that I take, every bone that I break, just doing what I do.
Responding on a commercial structure fire, 501 West Main Street, Kentucky Center for
We
the
got
Army.
fire on the outside of the number 4 side of the arch, moving up the outside of the roof right now.
They're requesting a second line on the 5th floor.
We're going W operations. We're going to need at least 2 more hand lines and about 3 K-12s to open this wall up. We're on the roof next to the dome structure. Got a moderate amount of fire on debris that's on the rooftop that appears to be taking access into the ventilation system.
Are you going to be able to be effective from the position you're taking?
Still working to determine that.
Okay on that. Do you need any additional resources at this time?
If you have a fresh crew, that would work.
I wanna feel born for this. We were born for this. This right here could be the day where anything that's possible could go our way. I see those gates in your eyes. You gotta learn to fall before you learn to fly. Oh, come on, sing all the songs locked up in your heart. Run all the races you're meant to start. We got a fire that burns in the dark. Oh, the shot we won't miss. We were born for this. We were born for this. This is our time. This is our time. It's our moment. It's our moment. This is our time. This is our time. It's our moment. It's our moment. Sing all the songs locked up in your heart. Run all the races you're meant to start. Oh, this shot we won't miss. We were born for this. We were born for this. Come on, sing all the songs locked up in your heart. Run all the races you're meant to start. We got a fire that burns in the dark. Oh, the shot we won't miss. We were born for this.
Again, thank you, RJ, for such a nice presentation. We also would like to thank, before we dismiss, retired Major John Turner for the photos he's been taking and that he's provided us, as well as his grandson who's been with him tonight. Again, a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, especially our co-presenting sponsors, Paul Davis Restoration and Nationwide. Thank you very much for allowing us to put this on. This concludes our celebration for the evening. Congratulations again to all the recipients. We hope you've enjoyed the evening. Drive home safe, and thank you, everyone.